I am back with a new video. You're currently balancing on like a hairdryer, so I've got a feeling this is really wonky, I can't tell. But we're just gonna go with it, and we're using lovely natural lighting, so it's all good. I am back today with a video about VidCon. VidCon London. Just gonna talk a bit about my experience and what's different about it. If you guys didn't know, we have a like YouTube kind of event in the UK called SITSI, or Summer in the City, and that is in the summer, and it is 3 days long. And I feel like for VidCon London, we all went expecting it, like, you know when you watch like vlogs from like big YouTubers at VidCon in like LA and stuff, it looks massive and looks like this massive big deal with loads of things going on, that kind of thing. I think we all turned up to VidCon London expecting it to be like that, and when it wasn't, we were only able to compare it to SITSI, and it was very different to SITSI. It was a lot smaller, and yeah, we'll talk about the differences in a minute. I just want to say first, VidCon was not a bad event. Like, it wasn't the worst event ever. Like, it wasn't awful. It was just very different. It was just very different and not what we all expected, I think. But like, yeah, I feel like at VidCon, no one really knew what was going on, or what, like, where anything was. There wasn't really much to do. So yeah, I'm gonna get into the video and talk about like my experience from the Friday to the Sunday. I was originally only going to go and stand outside the event, which is what my friend did on the Saturday, but me and one of my friends saw that someone was selling a ticket and it was really cheap for all 3 days, so we were like, we might as well buy that. So VidCon is actually 4 days long, but you can only do the Thursday if you've got like an industry pass or something like that, I think. The Friday you can go if you've got creator pass, and you can go, and community can go to pick up their badges and like bracelet things, and go to the like opening show thing. That's all like community can do on the Friday. I feel like on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday of VidCon, it's all very split up. Like with SITSI, you buy one ticket and you can do everything with that ticket, whereas with VidCon, there was different things for different tickets, and yeah. In my personal opinion, I feel like VidCon's a lot more business related and is better for the creators, whereas Summer in the City is more viewer based and more for the viewers. And that's just my own personal opinion. But anyway, on the Friday, I turned up quite late. I think I got to London at like 4 because I had work that day and I finished work at like 1. So I basically got the train, met my friends, we got the tube and DLR to the XL. I had my massive suitcase with me, but we basically just walked outside, saw quite a few people, and then we went inside to go and drop my suitcase off because I didn't want to be lugging that round, and had to wait for my friend to be able to get into the hotel. It was £1 for them to hold your luggage at the XL, which is good. I think the VidCon had, like the actual VidCon event had a cloakroom for free, I think, but yeah. We then went to go and get my badge and wristband thing, and that is very different to what SITSI is. SITSI you just get like a wristband with like Summer in the City written on it or whatever, whereas VidCon you get a lanyard with a badge on it which you can write to your name or YouTube name or Twitter handle, whatever you want on it, and you also get a wristband which has like a chip on it, and like you scan that chip to be able to get into the event, which I think is also quite good because at Summer in the City anyone can walk in. Like to get into the main stage at SITSI, no one really checks, which means anyone can get in. Whereas at VidCon, to be able to get onto the floor where the actual, like, where everything's actually going on, you have to like do your wristband and go down. So it just stops like complete strangers getting in. But one of the bad things about the chip is you can't swap meet and greets. So because I bought a ticket off of someone, like her meet and greets came with my ticket, and there was 2 meet and greets, and I didn't know like who the creators were. So like at City you can swap meet and greets, whereas at VidCon you couldn't, but that's not a big deal. But anyway, I went to get my things, and then because we couldn't do anything else until like 6 p.m, we just sat on a bench, and we saw quite a few creators walk past us, but they were all in a rush. And I feel like this is also a different thing about VidCon. All the bigger creators weren't allowed to just walk around outside. They had to, and if they did, they had to have bodyguards and were rushed somewhere. So like, there was that kind of barrier between creator and viewer, which Sitsi doesn't really have. I feel like I'm kind of rambling and not making much sense and like going off on random topics, but that's because I keep thinking of stuff to add in. So I apologise about that. But anyway, we then just sat on a bench and we saw loads of creators walking past. They were in a rush, like I said, so we didn't stop them. I think the only person... No, the only person we stopped was Joe. That was it, really. So we just sat there, really. I can't really remember what else we did. I think we just literally sat on the bench. Like, it finally got around to like 7 o'clock and... No, 6 o'clock, I think, the like main stage was open. So we went there and I can't even remember. I think the Merrill twins were on the stage, but I kind of had to leave like before they actually performed. And then it was just loads of like different creators doing stuff on the stage, but we left halfway through because we had to go and pick my friend up from the train station. And then we picked her up, waited around in the train station for a bit to see another friend, and then we just went to the hotel and ordered pizza. So I feel like the creator day with the community pass wasn't much. I feel like VidCon is very expensive for what you actually get to do. And I feel like I've had a lot of people say that. They say that they've like wasted their money on their ticket and that kind of stuff. And then that Friday night we just stayed in the hotel, and like I said, we ordered pizza, went to sleep. Yeah. I woke up on the Saturday very nervous for VidCon, and like my closest friends know why, but yeah. And it was very weird. I just felt really weird, and like we went in and I can't even remember what we did. This is so bad. What did we do? I think for the first couple of hours no one was really there. We just walked around. We decided to... Oh, that's what we did. We walked into the actual, like, where all the stalls were. We went and saw Joe, Lee, like went to their merch stands, got photos of them. We then walked around the back, and there was like a photo shoot thing with balloons, and we took a photo there, and I'll post a picture here. There'll just be random photos popping up as I talk, which kind of like adds to what I'm explaining, so sorry about that. And that's basically what we did, and we just walked around. There wasn't many people, so we didn't really know what to do. I think at one point it got to like 11:30 in the morning or something like that. After it opened at like 8, we turned up at like 9, and then wandered around. Around 11, went to some kind of... What panel? We went to a panel, I think it had Mark Ferris on it. We watched that. And then... I can't remember what day it was, but we went to Anastasia's and Sophie Does Nails and Saffron's like panel, and we watched that. But I can't remember if that was the Saturday or Sunday. My memory is very jumbled up thinking about VidCon. So, but I'm like trying to find. It's hard for me to like find things to say like what we did, because I'm trying to remember, because like I don't think we really did much. We just wandered around, and like we met a few people. And then, like, Becky, all her friends turned up, and they just stood outside, like, outside of the actual event, which is good, because, like, that means people without a ticket could still see them. But, like, I think we didn't really spend much time in the actual event. It was more outside. But, yeah, we just stood outside there for, like, a couple of hours, I think. We were just talking to everyone, just talking to everyone. And then when they went, we went back inside, back downstairs, walked around a bit, talked with a couple of people, and like that was it. Like the Saturday we just didn't do much. I feel like I'm like making no sense in this video. I'm just trying to explain how like my experience, like not for like anyone wondering. But I think that's like all we did on the Saturday. And then we went, was there a show? Oh, VidCon prom. VidCon prom! VidCon had a prom. It was nothing like prom. Absolutely nothing like prom. The like auditorium thing was only like a quarter full. It was not like prom. I don't know why they called it prom, but they called it prom. Don't get why they called it prom. I think it's because it was on the same week as Valentine's Day, but no, I don't know. I honestly have no idea why they called it prom, because it was not prom. Anyway, we decided to go to that because New Hope Club were performing, and yes, me and Becca like sprinted to the front to try and get to the front, but like, because there's like no one there, no matter where you stood, you were basically at the front. So there was like some kind of DJ who performed. I can't actually remember what else. My memory's shocking from that weekend. There was some kind of DJ, and then New Hope Club came on, sang and danced to them. We went and stood outside, walked back to the hotel, ordered pizza again. We ordered pizza 3 nights in a row. Don't question it. And then went to sleep. And that was the Saturday of VidCon. How bad is that I can't like actually remember what we did, because I don't think we actually did anything. We just wandered around not knowing what to do. In like the actual VidCon room where like where everything was, there was just stalls and nothing really actually to do. There were like a few photo things which you could like take photos in, but apart from that, nothing really else. And then apart from that, there was panels. And we went to a few panels, mainly because we had nothing else to do. And they were good. They were good panels, and I liked how they were in individual rooms, whereas at City it's just in one big hall covered by, like, separated by curtains, whereas at VidCon it's in separate rooms, which I thought was really cool and good. But yeah. Oh yeah. Also, at one point on the Saturday we decided to walk. One of my friends, we went to Costa to get a drink, and that's another thing about like these events. The food and drinks are expensive, and because of my allergies I can't like eat anything. So like I really struggled to eat and drink, so I didn't really eat and drink much over the weekend, which probably didn't help, but yeah. One of my friends, we sat down like outside Costa, one of my friends got ill, and then first aid like took us into a back room, and that like took up like an hour of the day, I think, maybe even longer. So that also happened on the Saturday. But I really can't remember what else we did. Like I don't think we did anything, which is bad. But yeah, I was feeling a bit weird the whole day, so that probably didn't help with like trying to figure out what to do. But yeah, anyway, on the Sunday, now the Sunday, try not to think about Sunday because I just get really angry at myself. I'm going to be like joking about it in this video because that's what I do when I feel uncomfortable and stuff, talking to people about things like out loud. And as soon as this video is finished I'll probably cry about it again, but it's okay, it's okay. Sunday. I can't even like describe it. Like, got no words. Like, I can't. We basically started by, we went, and then I can't even remember like what we did first. I think we might have gone to Joe's and Lee's stores again because my friend loves Lee, so I went there because nothing else to do. I think we just wandered around on Sunday. I think, yeah, we just wandered around again on the Sunday, went to a couple more panels. We went to the Wooden Spoon podcast live panel thingy, maybe. And then, oh, that's it, we had 2 meet and greets, which we went to. We went to Saffron Barker's one, which was good, here are the photos. And then we went to Anna's, Soph's and Roxy's panel, oh my god, I can't talk, meet and greet later on in the day. So those 2 meet and greets I actually used because I knew the people from the ticket. And then wandered around some more. That was really it. And then it got to like, I think we must have just come out of a panel, or we'd just come out of somewhere, and I was feeling a bit funny. And then like, there was like no one there, but then they'd started closing the actual thing. Like they closed, I don't know why they did this, but they closed the actual VidCon space like an hour or 2 hours before the main stage opens. Everyone was just stood not knowing what to do. Whereas at Sitsi, they close the main Sitsi space when the main stage opens. So, I don't know, it was very weird. But I still hadn't seen quite a lot of people by the point that VidCon had shut. And, oh, it was so weird. There's no one there, and then all of a sudden everyone was there, but like I still couldn't see anyone. It made like, I don't know like what happened, like I can't even like describe it properly, but everyone was there but no one was there, but then like everyone was there but I couldn't see anyone. But even though they were all there, I just couldn't. It makes no sense. Anyway, I don't even know what happened. I can't even remember it properly. I think I like proper panicked, and like everything had built up over the weekend and just kind of exploded, I think. I don't know. I think everything just built up over the weekend, especially, and I think the thing which happened Friday night just made it so much worse. And I can't even really remember much from it. I just remember, like, oh my god, Emma knows it. I've like spoken to Emma about this, like, and I was speaking to like the people involved, and like I don't know like what would have happened if Emma wasn't there. Like I've said this so many times to Emma, and like, you know, but like I think she like saw me and like came over, and like I think she could tell, I think, and like she just held me for ages, I think. And like if Emma wasn't there, I don't know what would have like happened to me, or like what I've done. Like it probably would have been so much worse, and like I don't want to think about it, but like I love Emma so much, and like I don't know how to like thank her for that, because like I don't know what would have happened if she wasn't there and didn't come over to me and didn't stand there and hold me. And then I was passed on, like after a while of Emma holding me, I got passed on to Becky. Like she got Becky for me because Becky happened to be there, and she got Becky over, and like this is like one of the main things of why I'm annoyed at myself. Like I knew everyone was going to be there on the Sunday, and I wanted to take like really funny photos of everyone, but that just like didn't happen, and like I didn't get photos with so many people because I was planning to do it on the Sunday, and everything just like broke down, so like I didn't. But I was planning on doing like the funniest photos. Like I like had Dodie on my top, so I was planning like Dodie, and then I wrote feet as in FT, like my Twitter name, on a bit of paper, and obviously it would have been Becky, so it would have been Dodie feet Becky. And I was planning like these loads of different like funny things to do with it, but like that just didn't happen, which is so annoying. And you can see in my photos that like I'm trying so hard to smile, but like I just can't, because I'm like mid whatever happened, like mid massive panic attack, whatever it was, and like I'm so annoyed at myself because like I ruined that. To me, I ruined the Sunday, and I ruined like spending time with everyone. Like to me, I ruined it, and like I don't even know what happened. It was just so irritating. And Becky just like held me, hugged me, spoke to me, and the only thing is like I know like I think Steph, Lizzie, Becky all spoke, and Sam all spoke to me like during this time, but like I can hardly remember what everyone said because of like what was going on. So like I can't really remember what Becky said, but I know that she just held me. I know that she spoke to me, but like I couldn't hear it. And then we tried to get. I wasn't gonna get these photos, but I think Emma or someone was like, "Do you want to get the photos?" And I was like, "Sure." Like you might as well try and get them. So you can see in the photos I'm not great, and they were supposed to be really funny photos, which is one of the most irritating things, but it's done now, can't change it. Becky then like moved on to other viewers because like she had like a crowd of people around her. I like went and sat on the floor, and then I think Becca was holding me, and then Casey was holding me, and then Casey stayed with me until like the very end, like from then on. Lizzie came over, and Lizzie, I think it was Lizzie. I think Lizzie went and got me water, and like went to go and find water. I think Steph came and sat down next to me as well, and Steph did speak to me. Like I can remember her speaking to me. I just can't. I like couldn't hear what she was saying. Like, I couldn't respond to her, which is like annoying. But like Steph was there, I think, and then I remember security and first aid kept coming over to me, and I just didn't want them around. Like I didn't want masses of like people around me and like attention on me, because that would just make it worse. So like I think I stood up and like Casey helped me, and we just like walked out away from security. We went and sat down outside. It was like freezing outside, so after a bit I came back in and I looked around, and I think I saw one of my friends crying because another one of my friends was on the floor like ill, and like everyone was around again. And I was with Sam and Casey, and I just like started freaking out again. So then Sam and Casey took me outside, and I just sat down, and I sat down out there for quite a while. Becky then came over and like hugged me, and then walked off back inside, and then I like just sat outside for a bit until I was okay. I don't think like I properly felt okay after that. Like I didn't actually properly come back to normal, but I like managed to get myself up and back inside, said goodbye to people, went downstairs, and it was like in the big auditorium there was like this like final show thing which we all went to, and we just sat up in the seats where it wasn't too busy. And that was just a weird show as well, because I think of how I was feeling. I walked out multiple times, and then Gabby Hannah decided to do some like speech, and I just walked out of that because I was like I think that's like the wrong time, wrong place to do that speech. If you're there or if you've seen the video, you'll know like what she said and stuff. And then whilst I was like stood outside the auditorium thing, someone came over and asked me about something. I'm not gonna like say it because I just don't want to. They just came and asked me about something, and that was just like, I was like, I'm just can't, like, just the wrong time, like, you just don't go up to someone and ask someone that, especially when you know, like, they'd said to me that they'd seen me earlier, and then proceeded to ask me about that, like, this certain thing, and I was just like, really? So that didn't help either. So, like, I feel like Sunday was just, I can't even, like, describe it. I don't even know, like, what happened properly. I'm so annoyed at myself for it. But I can't change it now, can I? I just wish it could have been different. I wish I could have had them funny photos of everyone. Like, it's so annoying. But anyway, after that final show, said goodbye to people, like, goodbye to Cass and Becca, because they were staying at Becca's house and not with me and Key in the hotel, so they just went off home. So we just said goodbye to them. Me and Key walked Casey back to her hotel, said goodbye to Casey, and then me and Key just walked back to our hotel and ordered another pizza and went to sleep. And then that was VidCon over. But anyway, a summary of VidCon, I feel like what everyone seems to be saying is it's not like, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is for what you get. And it was just, no one knew what was going on. It was just very weird. And I feel like because we were like comparing it to other things, which, yeah, we would do because that's the only thing we've done before, like similar, like automatically all compared it to that. I feel like it was a good event. Like, if you knew what was going on, what you wanted to do, I feel like it would have been like better, but just no one knew, and it was just weird. Like, it was, all I can say from it was just weird. It was good, but weird. And then my personal experience, the whole thing was a bit funny for me, and then on the Sunday it just broke, and I don't really like to talk about it because of how it's affected me and how I didn't know what happened properly, and how I just, in my head, I ruined the Sunday. So we're just going to stop talking about that. Like I said, I'm going to end this and probably cry, so happy days, everybody. thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yes, I will make another video soon, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.